Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. Now, I'm still about 50%, and there's loads more videos and games I want to cover this weekend. Hopefully, I can get some more done by tomorrow. But remember, I've got over 20-odd years of coaching experience and all this other knowledge, and if I can get all this knowledge, so can you too. So this is a great place for you to be if you want to learn stuff about football. Pick it up and then put it into whatever format or whatever you want to use it for. I'm going to show you some really good key coaching moments and player decision-making moments. And these are the things that you really are trying to coach players and teach them. Okay. Now, Arteta makes massive problems putting his centre-back Saliba back in, who hasn't been playing. And all of these problems like shine in this game here. You can see them. You've got a couple of other little things. Right. So we're talking about decision-making. One of the things is like if you're ever a parent or you're trying to teach certain things, you can't change people's behaviours. Okay, doesn't matter what you're trying to do. You can't. You can try to force them and all that. They're not going to. They'll change them. And how do you get people to change their behaviours? You get them to ask the question: was this the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do? And then you provide them with information of the right things and wrong things and decide whether or not they think it's right and wrong. And slowly they'll come to the decision that you lead them to the path to do. No one likes being told they're wrong. No one likes to be told that they haven't got a clue. And if you come at a coaching point of view or like from a player point of view to do that, you're never going to get anybody to listen to you or do what you want. But basically, if I'm going to completely contradict all of that, what I just said now, and tell everyone they're wrong. Right. So this is Gabriel, centre-back, stepped up. Look at where the centre-back is. He is way, way too far forward. Now, this is a problem. This is right. So if you think of the problems, normally when you're scoring a goal on a team, they've made 3 mistakes. Okay? Think about those 3 mistakes. And as a coaching point of view, or say if you're doing an analytic point of view, you look at the first mistake. Is this team likely to make this mistake on a weekly basis? No. Okay. So how we scored the goal is all about this first mistake. These other 2 are non-factors based on that first mistake. Or are these factors that are completely separate that will still happen again regardless of this first mistake? Does that make sense? So, okay, we can't recreate this one, but we can make them recreate this mistake and this mistake. So let's start breaking this down for you. So this is the first mistake, and no one's talking about this first mistake. Why is your centre-back up here as a defensive midfielder with a right-back deeper than you are? Whoever should be going here should be the right-back, and you should be back here. By the way, I think this is the right-back. No idea. You should not be in centre midfield when there's 1, 2, 3, 4 other players there to deal with this danger. For some reason, you've panicked. You've stepped up because you see it's Haaland, and you've gone so far forward. Now, this is completely acceptable. If there's one thing, you're faster than that player. Not just a little bit. You're faster, so you've got the recovery pace to come back. You do not step into centre midfield all the way up to play an almost defensive midfielder role, not win the ball, and not have the pace to get back and let that striker burn you. Because look where the striker is right here. Okay, he's on the other side of you, so he's got to go past you and then turn and burn. You better make sure you get your body in the way and you stop that run and you make sure he doesn't outrun you back till you get in position. None of that happens whatsoever. And that's the first mistake. Okay. Then we've got other mistakes after that. Can you get that player not to make that silly mistake getting caught up in this midfield area? And by the way, the reason this little challenge here goes wrong is because there's 2 players going for the one ball and he pokes it through. If he's not there, right, let's just say he's dropped off and he's where he's supposed to be. Let's just say he stepped up and he's about there. When that pass comes in, there he goes, straight there, sniffs out the danger, no problem, no issue. But what are you in centre midfield as a centre-back? Absolutely horrific. Now, Saliba will get all the blame for this, but it's not him. This is the first mistake. This is the point that causes all the problems. Why are you, from a centre-back, going into centre midfield and trying to be a defensive midfielder? Like, it's insane. And, of course, you'll spot bad punditry because they won't even address this situation. They'll just whitewash it and go on because it's easy to look at the other things. It's easier to point out these other mistakes. That's the whole problem here with Arsenal. That's what they do wrong. That problem right there. Now you've got a foot race on. Look at our 2 protagonists down here. I think it's Gabriel and Erling Haaland going for a foot race. This is Saliba. He's just come back from injury, I believe, as well. And when you're coming back from injury and you're not up to game speed, you do not like the young kiddie came in last week when he went. Was it last week when he went off against Liverpool? Did a great job against Liverpool. Have him play again. What you do is you give him confidence and you give this Saliba more time to recover. Nicolas Arteta has got no idea how to manage players, right? You're going to go, oh, but Cash, he's in the Premier League and he can bring and have great decision making. No, he can't. When you've got Madueke on the right wing, having a decent game, he's a good 7.5 out of 10. To replace him with Saka, who's going to do about a 7.5 out of 10, he's injured. You haven't done anything. That doesn't do anything. You haven't changed anything in the game. Like the absolute insaneness that goes on, and the people that defend this guy, to me, is insane. You do not have one of your best centre backs coming back from injury, and you stick him in this game, and he might not last again. By the way, you don't know how his body's going to react, and he could be out for another 4 weeks. And that's one of the biggest problems Arsenal have, is they have a player, he gets injured, he comes back, gets injured again, he goes out for even longer because of things like this. And if he had that young kiddie coming in, the centre-back, he probably would have dealt with this a little bit better because he's a bit more match sharp. And also, it gives him the worldly confidence that he needs to keep building up to be a great, great player. But this is what happens. Now, remember, what we're trying to do is coach decision-making. What are the decisions that you've got here? Okay, drop off, go to the ball, do absolutely nothing. That's your decisions. Okay, right now. If you drop off, okay, you're holding up for these guys to run back. Let's see what he does. Boom, 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 dropping off. Look at the mistake he's made. See if you can spot it. And this comes where he's just absolutely not ready for a game of football at the moment. Look at where his shoulders is. That's the area he's defending. Haaland's not there yet. Okay? So he wants to squeeze the ball to the only supporting player he's got. So he needs to have his body shape facing and turning this way. And you can see his body shape is changed because he was this way. He could have turned that side and pushed him towards his defender. He hasn't. He's pushed him towards completely and utterly the open space. That's where he's saying, go on, mate, run into the open space over here. Go on. That's his body shape. Go on. I'm giving you all the space there to run to. So now here's the next issue. Makes a decision again. Does he go to the ball? Does he run away? Or does he do nothing? Running away, technically he's doing nothing. But it's also not if you're closing the space down and getting ready to intercept the pass. Remember, this isn't a pass on. Okay? And then we're actually going to explain why this isn't a pass. You don't care if he goes out here. We're going to explain that decision-making process in a sec. See, now all of a sudden, because... do you see where his body shape was? He starts running this way. Now he's turned his back to the play. Okay. Now he's opened up that space. And by the way, the defender's given him this. He's absolutely given him this from his run. There's a little bit more to his run as well. How he should have done it is gated the space, opened it up for him. So if he's dropping and he's giving that the space, so he's giving him that space, he's going to snap into it, right? He's shutting the door. So he's opening it to shut the door. But you can't shut the door if you change your body shape now to go to the other side. What you've just done is open that space up for him to go into, which is okay. I don't go into the space and then I can push you away into it, into that open space. But if you turn your back on it, you can't do it. Now, the other issue is you want him to pass out here. Cash, that's crazy. No. You've got two options now. One through the middle. Oh, look, he's lagging. He's running his hardest. But watch the difference in Haaland's pace from back here and Gabriel's. All right, watch the difference. This is why you don't step up in the centre midfield as a centre back, by the way. As we move it forward, bump, look at the stride. Stride. Now he's here. Now this is the problem. Next decision you want to make. Do you do nothing? All right, let's go towards the ball and make him make the pass. Okay, now if you go towards the ball and you're making him make a pass, you're shutting off one of the options. The only option you can shut off is this option here towards Haaland. So you're curving your run, you're going backwards, so you go ever so slightly there, you're making it impossible for him to pass the ball there. All right, that's what you're trying to do. You do not care if the ball goes out wide. You're going to go, but Cash, I've seen coaches and they say pass the ball out wide. Okay, let me explain to you. There's two options right now. You're 2v3. Here's the thing called the goal. It's down the middle of the field. You don't want the guys in the middle of the field to have the football because they kick it into the goal. You want the people out wide because they're away from the goal and you can keep pushing out wide of the goal. It's that simple. You don't let them run through the middle of the field. You push them out wide for a reason. It's a harder shot. Can he score? Yeah, maybe, but it's still a harder shot than straight in front of the goal, walking in, tapping it into the net box, which they allow. Now, because his decision the whole time was run away, run away, run away. Brave Sir Robin ran away. If you know, you know. So he's got another decision to make right now. This guy's just jogged on. Like, he's got no interest in doing anything, which is hilarious to me. Like, he could have come over and shut the ball down as well. Absolutely could have come over and shut the ball down. He is just jogging away, running this direction for some reason, instead of just going straight to the ball, because his player's gone too far wide now. All the way in this motion, all the way through all of this was happening, he could have just carried on and just shut this pass down here. Now, the other interesting thing, now this is dodgy because of where Haaland's running. He's running from so deep. So it's not as easy as I'm about to say it is, because it is only in this like half a second here that this can actually work. He steps towards the ball, the pass goes, and Haaland will be offside. But he can't do that because he's too far away. Do you see? He's too far away. Now, what's he done again? He's turned his body shape and he's running around the other side. And now it's all too late. Look how far Gabriel is from behind. Just not quick enough. Haaland takes a touch, says goodnight. You're rubbish at the back, and slots it into the net box. Arsenal have given them that goal from one, mistake, stepping up forward, getting involved in a play that you shouldn't be involved in. Two, the recovery pace really isn't there. Three, all of the running back, there isn't any decisions. You haven't made the person on the ball make a decision. All you've done is let them dictate to you what they wanted to do. You haven't said, all right, I'm going to give you a choice now. You go that way, I'm going to have you. All right. Oh, you're not going to go that way. Okay, my defense, my teammate's going to get you then. They haven't made them make a single choice in any of this running, in any of this movement. It's just been too easy. And this is, I'm just going to show you a little bit of here, Madawaki right here, Madawiki, I don't know how to pronounce his name properly. However we're pronouncing it, I'm sure if you actually ask him, he's completely wrong. But he was actually playing okay. He was penetrating, getting in behind, trying to get in crosses, constantly getting corners. I think Arsenal had 10 corners in the whole game, maybe 11. But you're not going to score against corners against Donnarumma. You've got to sort of know the team you're playing against. He's commanding. He's pretty like, there's some teams with goalkeepers that are flappy in the air. Donnarumma's not one of them. But Madueke here, doof, shot, saved. He was causing problems for Manchester City. When Saka came on, he didn't, because he's not fit. And that is an absolute poor decision for a Arteta. Absolutely poor. This is a transition here from a corner, so I can't really rag on the two centre backs. You've got one over here and one over here, and it is a little bit of a hodgepodge defending, which is fair. Oh, and let's sort of clarify a little bit what I'm saying with Saka and Madueke. What I'm saying is, are you bringing him on and he's raising the level? No. So why are you bringing him on? He's injured. Let him recover. Is he your best player? Yeah, probably, but he's not up to speed, so he's not really going to improve you. Madueke is kind of up to speed. Let him go. Like, it just zaps all the confidence of Madueke as well at the same time. But Haaland's run here, deep run, running. So this is one of those decisions that I've got a problem with and I don't have a problem with, right? So this is weird. This happens quite a lot in coaching, and this is where sometimes players can lose confidence in their coach because you're always talking about double both sides of your mouth, all right? Because you don't want him to shoot this. You want him to cross that ball, just lay it across into the middle of the box, and you want him to little tap in. That's what you want to happen because you want a goal. But the reason why Haaland's if not the best striker in the world is because Haaland's got no interest in that, and he's shooting that in, and he's trying to score a goal himself. Cost you the game, but next week you'll want Haaland to take the shot on and score, and the week after that you'll want Haaland to take the shot and score. So it's one of those things where you can't change, like, start putting that sort of doubt in strikers' head not to take the shots. You've seen strikers like that where all of a sudden they're trying to pass the ball all the time when they should just shoot it in the goal because they've lost confidence. Either their shooting's not right or whatever. So it's one of those weird oxymorons. It's one of those things as a coach, you keep it in your head, you don't say it out loud. You're like, oh, I wish you had crossed that ball. What are you doing? And you say it probably to the player, yeah, he should have crossed it to you, but you never tell the striker that because you want the striker just to keep shooting and taking the shots. That's what you want him to do every day. But if he does the right thing, scores a goal, wins a game. This to me is completely insane. This is just more terrible coaching in the fact that it's the 93rd minute. You're Pep Guardiola. And this is what I don't get as well. If people go, oh, it's Pep Guardiola, he can't make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. That's how I learned most of my stuff in football, making loads of mistakes and going, oh, I don't want to lose like that again. I want to figure out how to stop that happening. So if you're playing with a high line at this point in the game, at 93 minutes into the game, and you have zero pressure on the footballs, someone's going to kick the ball into the space and someone's going to whack it into the net box. It's not rocket science. And it's not like there's no pressure on the ball. There's no pressure on the ball. There isn't anyone within 10 yards of him. It's just a straight foot race now. If it's a quality ball, which it is, now you're hoping that your keeper's back doing the right thing and he's not up trying to play, I don't know, whatever, in a new team, and he's not quite integrated into the system quite yet, so he doesn't know if he needs to come out to the 18-yard box, stay back on his 6-yard box, or what's really going on with the team fluidly. He could probably get it right 95% of the time, but in the 93rd minute, his concentration might be a little off, and it's not that week in, week out, day in, day out thing that he's been doing for months. So it's just a little simple mistake. And you can see that simple mistake right there. How far is he off his line? He's past the 12-yard spot. He's almost right on the 18-yard box. That's way too high. The ball's bouncing. He's hoping, though, and also that's another thing, is like maybe the competition he played against in the old French league, he's not going to get punished. No one's going to beat him over the air. He's quick enough. He gets back. He's tall enough. They can't chip him. It's not going to be good enough. But this is a quality finish. Quality ball through. Man City basically hand it to them. Say, hey, we're not going to pressure you. We're going to squeeze our line up, and we're just going to let you dink it over the top. But don't worry, we're going to have our goalkeeper come out so far as well. He's going to make it easy for you as well. And Donnarumma hasn't got that far back. Look, he's only managed to get from there to there, which isn't far enough. Maybe if he's a little bit closer, he gets this, but it's a quality finish. All of that said, right, without Man City pressuring the ball and Man City's line being high, I think it's Eze that puts the ball through, and you've still got to finish it. You've still got to execute the pass, and you've still got to execute the run, and you've still got to execute the quality touch over the goalkeeper and appreciate the great goal as it goes in. And you've just lost 3 points. Do you get one? Yeah. That's don't think we learned much today from either of these two teams. It was a case of Arteta sets his team up on basically who the names were good for me 2 years ago, and doesn't know how to attack Man City. He should have beaten Man City today. He really should have. He didn't set up to do that. He set up just to, I don't know, pass the ball around a bit, wait for a corner, and hope to score on Donnarumma for a corner, which is awful. Man City had little spells of where they passed the ball nicely, but overall, I don't think we really learned much to whether or not either of these two teams are good, bad, or indifferent. Point of peace. Coming up to the international break, I'll try and get some more videos out if I'm feeling better, but I'll see what I can do, and I'll see you on Monday Night Live. Other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.